Hey, what's going on? Sebastian here with Spin Driving School, and in today's video we are going to take a look at objects and animals on the road. So what to do and what not to do. And first and foremost, when it comes to animals, if you read the IFCBC book, at least it used to say in there that anything, I believe in under 5 pounds, you just gotta run it over. So essentially you're trying to save or protect human life and take away the small animal, right? So rats, squirrels, birds, even small cats and dogs in some cases. If you're going to hit a person versus hitting an animal, I think it goes without saying. We all like animals. Trust me, I've had pets, I have pets, and it sucks. I've ran animals over on the road. If you can't stop safely, you should, but at the end of the day, if let's say you're potentially going to get rear-ended, or if you're going to swerve into another potentially dangerous situation, then you gotta keep going. So only stop if you absolutely find it necessary and safely. So you need to be aware of your actions and aware of your surroundings, and be pretty good at defensive driving, checking your mirrors, and even then, things happen so quickly and suddenly that our reaction time is just not that great. It's like when you touch something hot, you want to pull your hand away. It's the same sort of situation. Your first instincts are usually going to be to swerve or to slam on your brakes. And it's just what happens. But if you're not fully aware of your surroundings and your actions, then you may actually put yourself in a more risky and dangerous situation if you overreact, let's say, because that essentially swerving or slamming on your brakes in those situations might be an overreaction. But it's just what most of us do, unless you have a lot of experience on the road, and even then it's based on personalities and individuals. And then some people just make choices where they don't care. They'll do whatever it takes to save a squirrel. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, always be present-minded and try to make the best choices based on the situations and circumstances that you are facing. So let's just get right into the video. Okay, so first we're going to get into some wildlife, some animals. Here we have a squirrel, and if this happens, see, I keep going, and in this case there was a car behind me, right? So if I slam on my brakes, I'm going to get rear-ended. If you can't slow down safely and stop safely, obviously you should, and I have done that before. I'm just saying specifically in terms of doing your road test, or in terms of your safety and other people's safety, then you got to keep going. There's lots of squirrels out there. They reproduce frequently. See, this guy's playing games with me. He doesn't know if he wants to live or die. Cats. In this case, yeah, you don't want to kill someone's pet, someone's cat, and the cats are always out there, especially at this time of the year. They're out there hunting. So for these situations, yeah, you should definitely slow down and stop as long as you can do it safely. Swerving. We have some roadkill, right? This happens to be kind of on the curbside, so it's easily avoidable. But even when you're doing minor things like that, you always need to be present and be aware of your surroundings. Birds, if they don't move out of the way, they might die. Okay, they have wings, even though birds are lazy in that sense that they always like to hop around, just like this guy. Three-legged dog, you can't be mad at him, but risking his life. All weathers, all road conditions, always be aware. When you have cars parked on the side of the road, right? In this case, you just make a lane change and move over. Or you can stop and wait. That's another option. In this case, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to impede the oncoming traffic lane just so I can go around this UPS truck, okay? And that car there has the right of way. And he's also turning in there, so just be patient, okay? In a situation like this, you can either stay behind this individual, or if it's safe, go around them. As long as you're not impeding traffic, you can go around, especially in the residential area, right? Because there are no lines in the middle, so you have a little bit more freedom to move within the road as long as it's feasible and it makes sense. If you see the arrow is pointing to the left or flashing to the left, so I'm going to obey and move over to the left side or keep left. Now, again, I could stay behind this vehicle, but in this case, that's going to be painful, so. We have broken down vehicles, right? So if you have good defensive driving skills and you can look ahead as much as possible, you can kind of be ready for these things before they get too close to you. That way you don't have to react suddenly or in a way that may be dangerous. Same thing here, right? Flashing lights. You have your hazard lights on, so I'm going to go around because that car probably isn't going to be moving. But again, if you're going around or essentially making a lane change or swerving, always make sure that it's safe and you're not impeding oncoming traffic or anything or anyone next to you. And that includes cyclists and pedestrians. I'm yielding behind the bus and I'm waiting to see if the bus is going to be moving forward. No? Okay, give them a couple of seconds. It's not a double yellow line. I'm good to go. Emergency vehicles. Is this okay to do? Yeah, absolutely. If you're told to wait in this situation, then yes, by all means, wait. But in this case, you can 100% go around the emergency vehicle as long as you're not impeding traffic or doing anything, stupid or illegal or dangerous. See, swerving around this car because they're sticking a little too far out. So I'm going to make sure the other lane is clear, because if there's a car there, and that's what I'm talking about, swerving, right? That's what swerving looks like. So avoid that as much as you can and only do it when it's necessary or when you know what you're doing. Double yellow line. In this case, I'm going to yield, especially if you're doing your road test. Now, there is enough space for a car to clear, sure, but in this case, I'm going to wait because this truck was going to move in a few seconds anyways. He was already loading his stuff back in, so. And I'm making the right turn anyways, so. Very similar situation. However, in this case, I am not going to wait because it's clear. I have another lane. More objects on the road, cones. So you have to be aware, right? If you're going to go into someone else's lane or a lane that is not yours or the lane that you are currently not in, make sure that it's clear and safe before you move or swerve. Trees, branches, any debris that's on the road. That should go without saying. It's very tight here. And you should be able to navigate through situations like these. It's not always easy, it's not always straightforward, but you just gotta read the situation and obviously if you know your car well and you have good spatial awareness and things like that, it will be a lot easier to do so. So there's nothing wrong with going around objects and things as long as it's safe. See, everyone's going to the left here. I actually have enough space to go on the right side. Now, this looks tight, and someone lost their Corona. Rest in peace. But I squeezed in there. So if you have good spatial awareness, if you know your spaces and your distances and your lengths and angles and whatnot, that's it. That's also go out there, practice, drive as much as possible, try to put yourself in those unusual situations, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Arrivederci.